Hi there, Taurus. Welcome to Eyes to See Tarot and your general freestyle for the upcoming weeks ahead. This is a general reading, so it's not centered around love and relationships, but if it comes up in the reading, I will let you know. I was going to do Leo today, but I don't know. Just had different plans. Surges of energy and just, I would say, anxiety, excitement. Something's going on in there, and we're fixing to dig up what it is. So can I have Taurus's current energies, please? Please, Spirit, can I have Taurus's current energies? No. Yes. Okay. First thing that comes to mind, strings attached. Something's happening. Something, well, that's what might have you... all this anxiety. I almost wanted to say animosity, but something that you're starting to see about the situation makes you realize that it's probably a little bit more than you bargained for, or it's going to... Okay, so what comes to mind right off the bat is things left unsaid creates a war within yourself. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you might be sacrificing or putting to the side to sidestep some sort of disagreement, right? To keep the peace. But you're starting to see exactly what it's costing you. There's still an offer. There's still compassion. There's still caring. But for the most part, I don't think that you've really laid down the list of the complexity of whatever this thing is. Relationship, work, family, friends, hobbies, whatever it is. I think that... this could be a turning point for you also, Taurus, because this thing could have been something that you've wanted for a very long time, right? And or maybe you've had your hands on, and now you're kind of starting to see the actual overhead of it, of what it takes to keep the peace, or what it takes to... hold on to this thing. All right, Spirit, so what's going on? Some of you, it may definitely be worth it, you know, to continue. But it's almost like you're earning a proficiency also. You know, when I was a child, I thought as... a child does, but now that I'm an adult, I've put away childish things. Now we're starting to see, it's like it in with any business. So I'm going to use business as an analogy. See, what we have is I want to start a t-shirt company, right? I need inks, I need a press, I need a supplier for my t-shirts. I need buyers, a website, things like that. But upon closer inspection, I also need somebody on call to fix my press, right? I do need a storage facility of some sort, right? To keep my press, and then insurance on that building, and then I might need extra workers. So like all this thing, as the idea and as the manifestation starts to mature, you start to actually tally costs versus contentment. All right, so I have the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands. There also could be some of you that are dealing with a person, right? Or even if it is the company, like my analogy was, there is this swift influx of And it feels like it's steering you to a particular part, a feeling, a mental aspect, right? Because all these things are kind of happening, or all these communications and emails or phone calls are coming through, and it's steering you to probably change your heading just a little bit. Like, I was headed 33 due east, now I'm probably headed 31. You know, I don't know a lot about boats, but hey, there it is. All right. You are keeping your emotions in check, though. When it comes to working with this people, or this person, or these people, or this situation, right? This business, you're very steadfast and very strong. I think the weakening is coming more from a realization, denoted by this Eight of Wands, this Eight of Swords in reverse, right? I don't see it like it's a lack of passion. All I really see is, oh, you know what it feels like when you kind of start to lose hope, right? Just a little bit. You're starting to lose hope a little bit, but you're not losing hope. It's just that I anticipated, I think, a lot more ease. But the communications are that everything's great, everything's fine, per se. I just think it would be better if we went from the $15 plan to the $50 plan a month, right? I think that, so now that it's growing and snowballing, these profits and these things, that if business was the analogy, it's not a business for all of you. Some it is relationships, some it is people, some it is things, wishes, hopes, hobbies, stuff like that. But I'm using business as the analogy. So where everything's fine like it is, if I keep growing and if I keep advancing, I'm going to need this bigger plan. I'm going to need to jump from 50 gigs a month to 200 gigs a month in my internet plan in order to sustain whatever this thing is. I think you're starting to realize that there's a lot of strings attached to it. The profits involved are here, but it has to snowball right back into the business again, as opposed to buying you your new Porsche like you had anticipated or hoped. Right now, I've got to baby this thing. I've got to put diapers on it some more. I've got to continue to powder its butt and stuff and keep it content, because it's not ready to yield the profit or the bounty that I had anticipated, right? That was probably due to me in my expectations a minute ago. If it's an engagement ring, or if it's the next step or the third date, please apply it appropriately. But it seems like you're handling it rather like a Taurus, for God's sake. You seem to be handling it very well. It's just like I said, it's kind of starting to seep in that maybe this thing is a little bit more maintenance, less Caribbean beach trips, right? Like, this thing might just have the option to incorporate and encompass. All right, so where's Taurus moving forward? No. A little bit more on the thing Taurus is dealing with at this time, please. Can I have a few cards about the thing? Okay, I have the Ace of Cups also in reverse. So this is your baby. This is and the King of Wands. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups in reverse, matching and mirroring your current energies, whatever it is. I mean, your heart is obviously 100% in it. If I was to consider anything a mirroring aspect of yourself, I would consider this. There's a lot of traits and things, though, that you can't really put your foot in, so to say, when it comes to this. I'm feeling with the King of Wands in reverse, right? There's a lot of I'd say shady negativity, but that's not necessarily it. Things that don't fit the bill. That doesn't even make any sense. I hope it makes sense to you. But with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse, I could also read it as this thing has probably lost a lot of emotion for you, or has lost a lot of emotion for you, or for the endeavor, or for what y'all were building together, and is now kind of coloring outside of the lines, per se, right? If it is a person, they're trying to communicate to you how discontent they are through actions, through words, through out of the side of the mouth comments. They're going to kind of try to let you know where it's not working for them. But I don't think that they're doing it for a change, more like an internal personality defect or flaw, right? Where they're easily bored with things, right? But you're handling it very well. You're still able to communicate and work civilly with this person or this thing. But you're starting to see the lack and the loss, or the little void forming, or that was never initially filled in by the relationship itself, and you are trying to keep the peace. There's the Three of Pentacles again. This is the second time it came out in the read, just kind of like the Ace of Cups in reverse, where I'll put that to the side. They are still willing to work on it, but okay, so how can Taurus, what then? What then? Okay, so there's the Tower. This, damn, bruh, if you ain't just on point. Right, there's a way to bring the spark back, but I don't know if you should. Because this rendition of the Tower, if you look at it, it's really, really cool. There's nothing down there, right? It's just the top of the house. It's just the roof. It's just the top story. There's not even any rubble depicting that there was anything ever down there at the foundation, right? So I don't think an appropriate, proper foundation was ever really built. Oh, why do we build castles in the sky? Oh, tell me why. Castles way up high. Okay, so, bruh. It's being held up by a tree branch. Oh, shit. Okay, there's even a possibility that you've known this person. Yeah, I mean, there's a connection, right? But on the higher planes, like fifth dimension, sixth dimension kind of relationships, that there's a possibility that you have a very substantial, sustainable house up there, but then trying to come into the 3D, like your physical form, my physical form. Yes, I recognize you. My soul recognizes you. You're in my head. You're in my heart. It's kind of something is missing or never been built there to begin with. So if you want it to make anything of this, make a game of trying to build this together. But don't forget to utilize what you already know of the person, because you do know this person, don't you? Okay. All right. Can I have a little bit of clarifiers about the situation, thing, person, place, thing, situation that Taurus is dealing with, please? All right. So with their Queen of Cups in reverse, the Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Judgment card here, I'm feeling like they're still struggling a little bit. So don't, I don't know, expect too much of them right now. Don't expect too much attention right now. Don't expect too much. They're, like they triggered your eyes to be open to something and some sort of awareness of what is lacking in the relationship. They've also been triggered to past traumas and hurts, right? And to heal that emotional state. So this is what I like to consider. They're in the garage working on the car. You might as well just get to the kitchen and start washing dishes, you know, or go shopping. Right? Don't go shopping around, maybe just shopping for groceries, you know. Sustainably in the 3D for layman's and sheep, this is not going to look and feel good. I think you have to have a certain amount of emotional stability and wisdom, emotional intelligence, and understanding of people, and what's best for them as a person, and what actually love is. Bottom of the deck, there's your Eight of Wands in reverse. I mean, there's your Eight of Wands again. So the Eight of Wands is coming out. There's so many cards that are very reflective of everything that you're going through. Your Ace of Cups in reverse, they have it too. You know, the Three of Pentacles, right? They're willing to work on you despite what feels like it's missing. And I think what is missing, honestly, is time, that little space that we create for mourning, for energy stability, for homeostasis, right? Once we're awakened and we start to feel things and open up just a little bit, we start to exercise. You ever moved something that you haven't moved in a very long time, and it's like really, really creaky and really, really sore, but you're only doing this, and there's no reason why it should hurt at all? I think this person is going through things that are affecting them differently because of you. If this were me, well, I'm a Taurus, so Taurus Sun and Venus. If this were me, I'd give this person an ample amount of space. Maybe some water, a little sip of water every 3 or 4 days. Check on them, see how they're doing, see if they want some fresh fruit. And I'm not talking about 3D, nothing. I'm talking about 5D care and consideration, while I try to work on what it is that I am starting to see. You know, can I see a little bit more about Taurus's upcoming? Yeah, there it is again. Okay. So I have the Five of Cups. There's mourning, there's loss. There's still something to work with. There's your Five of Swords. There's all kinds of fives. Look, Taurus, there is massive change going on, right? So I have the Five of Swords in the reverse. Means that this apology is outward. I have an outward apology. Oh, you're very, 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 very empathetic over this person. So there's a lot of feelings and emotions that you're kind of picking up. Them having the Tower, them having the Three of Swords in reverse, them having the Queen of Cups in reverse, because yours is... And then the King of Swords. Pay very, very close attention to how you feel and what you're going through at this time. Because you seem to be very, very closely connected to this person, right? And you seem to have like a front row seat of everything that they're going through. You don't need to 3D be right beside them, asking them, journaling with them, asking them what they dreamed of, checking on them every 5 minutes of the day. No, check on them 3 or 4 times a week. You know, maybe that'd be pushing it. Because they said the footprints in the sand. Why are there only, during my hardest times, why are there only one set of footprints? He said, well, that's when I carried you. Don't be afraid to go ahead, and because you're doing it anyway, you know, you're just doing it anyway. There's the Ten of Cups in reverse again. So there's a lot of repeating cards. What's happening is underlying things like emotional traumas, anxiety, things like that. People can be very high functioning, right? They can be very high functioning when it comes to situations like this, and you'll never know it from the outside, right? Their shirts are iron pressed, right? Everything's fine. I don't think that this is a time for you, Taurus, and in the upcoming weeks ahead, I don't think that this is a time for you to get immersified in your feelings and emotions, but kind of detach from them and empathize with them a little bit. If there's nobody else, do it anyway. Things are looking they look really good and really fine from the outside, but what's going on in the inside is probably just a little bit tumultuous. No matter how much we do try to deter the situation, apologize for our part in it, right? There's still this 5. And that's a lot of 5s. 5, 5, 5. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Money, money, money. Get it, Taurus. Okay, so here we go with the 5 of Cups. That is still there. And yes, with the 5 of Cups, I still have something to be grateful for. I still have something to build on. I still have 2 cups. I won't go thirsty, right? But there's a certain amount of preparing a wound with these 3rd cups. 3 cups right here, right? Preparing, mourning it, you know, allowing those feelings so that they don't scab over and cause an infection later on in life. We're going to go ahead and like let it have time to air out and heal from the inside out. And even if it's not our wound, we can definitely be there, right? There. I mean, you can do it for everybody. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It doesn't have to be a partner. It doesn't have to be... It's just love thy brother as you love yourself. It's just it. Anyway, Taurus, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you are feeling emotionally kind of barren and bare, just try to dissociate from it a little bit without disconnecting from it. You got a front row seat. Until next time, Taurus, thanks for stopping at Eyes to See Tarot.